Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Now, last week, the very corrupt Supreme Court made another, in my opinion, unconstitutional ruling that upheld the ban on trans healthcare for minors in the state of Tennessee. My hero today was a lawyer on that case, and he's also the first out transgender person to ever present oral arguments in front of the Supreme Court. He's trans activist and an attorney at the ACLU, Chase Strangio. I'm Dana Goldberg, and this is your Gay of the Day. Chase Strangio isn't looking to capture the spotlight. He is doing the hard work behind the scenes with grit and determination. In 2013, he began working for the ACLU, and he served as lead counsel for the team representing transgender U.S. Army soldier Chelsea Manning. Chase was also part of the team suing on behalf of trans student Gavin Grimm. Gavin was denied access to the boys' restroom at his school. And in October 2019, Strangio was one of the lawyers representing Amy Stevens. Now, Amy was a trans woman who was fired from her job at a funeral home, and the U.S. Supreme Court case RG and GR Harris Funeral Homes, Inc. versus Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Now, those oral arguments, they were heard alongside Bostock and Clayton County. Some of you know that. And Strangio was also a lawyer on that case. Now, in June of 2020, the U.S. Supreme Court decided 6-3 in the Bostock case that it was illegal to discriminate in employment on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation. That was a big win. Now, cut to December 2024, Strangio made history and became the first known transgender person to make oral arguments before the Supreme Court of the United States. And that case was the United States versus Scrimeti. That was the case brought by Tennessee to take away gender-affirming care from trans youth. Last week, unfortunately, the Supreme Court held that the Tennessee law that banned puberty blockers and hormone therapy for treatment of gender dysphoria in minors did not violate the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. I call bullshit. And by the way, that ruling went against every single reputable medical association as well as the Constitution. Clarence Thomas cited the New York Times 7 times in his opinion. And the New York Times has a long history of biased reporting on this specific issue, and not in a good way. In fact, after the ruling, they had the audacity to print an article stating that the case was in part lost because of right-wing politicians that were abetted by biased media coverage. New York Times, the call is coming from inside the house. Do better. So instead of quoting the New York Times, I'm going to leave you with a quote from Chase himself. "We will build beautiful spaces. We will claim collective love. We will unrelentingly stand up for each other. Everyone continue to stand up for marginalized communities in this country, please." I'm Dana Goldberg, and that was your Gay of the Day.